the evening of April 20th, Pudding County, Guizhou province was hit by hailstones, and large areas of roofs in some villages were smashed into sieves by the hailstones. On the 21st, local villagers told the Jimu News reporter that the largest hailstone was the size of an egg and lasted for more than 10 minutes. The local government department responded that the damage to the masses is currently being counted and no casualties have been reported yet. On April 21st, a reporter from Jimu News learned that the damaged village in the above video is located in Haoyun Village, Magwon Town, Pudding County, Onshuan City, Guizhou Province. According to a villager, at about 8 p.m. on the 20th, the local area began to rain and accompanied by hail. The largest hail was the size of an egg and lasted for more than 10 minutes. As a result, the roof tiles of most people in the village were severely damaged and many people were smashed. Every household is cleaning up the scene now. In addition to the roof, our car was also smashed. Mr. Guo, a villager, said that there have been hailstorms in the area before, but this is the most serious one in his impression, according to the information released by the local meteorological department. From the evening to night on the 20th, cloudy to cloudy days with showers or thunderstorms, accompanied by strong convective weather such as hail, thunderstorms, strong winds, and short-term heavy precipitation. On the afternoon of the 21st, the staff of the Magwon Town People's Government told the Jimu News reporter that they are currently counting the damage from door to door and that they need to cooperate with relevant departments to deal with the follow-up repairs of the houses. The staff of the Pudding County Meteorological Bureau said that they had released the forecast information a few hours before the hail came, and the hail weather, from the perspective of the whole county, had a greater impact on Magwon Town. A hailstorm that hit Florida Melbourne on April 25, 2023 shocked local residents and went viral on social media. Not a few described that the storm was very loud and made them feel like an earthquake had happened. Then, hailstones of considerable size began to fall heavily and created significant damage to vehicles, buildings, and other property. Very rare hailstones occur in Florida Melbourne because the area is usually known for its warm tropical climate all year round. This condition has attracted the attention of many parties, including weather experts who study the causes and effects of this natural phenomenon. Several videos and photos taken by local residents and distributed via social media show how large the ice grains fall from the sky. Some are almost the size of a tennis ball, and some are smaller but hard enough to damage anything they hit. Several people reported that several cars were completely damaged by the hailstones. The material losses from the hailstones were significant, and many residents had to face the cost of repairing and replacing their property. Several insurance companies have started to handle claims from residents who were damaged by the hailstones. Weather experts explain that hailstones are a natural phenomenon that rarely occurs in a region with a tropical climate like Florida, Melbourne. They studied atmospheric conditions and estimated that the hailstones were caused by a combination of unstable weather conditions and global climate change. In recent years, increasingly pronounced climate change has had a significant impact on weather patterns around the world. Some areas experience hotter summers and colder winters, and many experience extreme and unpredictable weather changes. This condition invites concern from experts as well as local governments who must work hard to reduce the impact of global climate change. Facing a hailstorm is quite a dangerous situation and requires appropriate and fast action. Here are some things to do when dealing with a hailstorm. Stay alert and follow weather warnings from local authorities. Do not ignore weather warnings, especially if they are issued by relevant authorities such as the Meteorological Agency or local security forces. Take cover in a safe place. Find a safe place such as a building or house with a roof that is sturdy and does not collapse easily. Avoid open places such as fields or parking lots as they can make you a target for hail. Stay away from windows. If you are in a car, find a safe place immediately and avoid opening windows. Also stay away from car windows because they can break and injure you. Close all doors and windows. Do not leave doors or windows open as hailstones can enter the house and injure you. Do not come out of shelter until the storm has passed. Wait for the storm to pass and make sure it's clear before getting out of the shelter. Get help if needed.
Holy crap! I've never seen anything like it.
Massive hail fell in parts of Texas and Florida as a severe storm put more than 40 million people in the south at risk of tornadoes. This extraordinary weather phenomenon resulted in damage and destruction in the region. The severe storms that occurred this month have posed a serious threat to the security and safety of residents living in the affected areas. Apart from that, this extreme weather has also sparked fears of damage to property and infrastructure around the area. By the time the hurricane hit, a hail was falling at very high intensity in parts of Texas and Florida. These hailstones can reach large and heavy sizes, even as big as baseballs. The sheer force of hail can damage building structures and damage vehicles. These bad weather conditions also trigger the risk of a tornado, which can cause even greater damage. Tornadoes that form from these storms can damage homes and buildings, and even threaten human life. Therefore, the authorities and citizens must be extremely vigilant and take the necessary precautions to reduce the risk of this hazard. In addition, this storm also triggered quite severe flooding in several areas. This flood can damage infrastructure and threaten the safety of residents. Therefore, the authorities and citizens must immediately take the necessary precautions to reduce the risk of this flood. These extreme weather conditions also triggered power outages in several areas. This power outage can affect people's access to public services such as hospitals, shops, and offices. Therefore, the authorities must immediately take the necessary precautions to ensure that people's access to public services is guaranteed. This severe storm that occurred in parts of Texas and Florida is a warning to all of us of the importance of maintaining the safety and security of ourselves and others around us. We must be vigilant and take the necessary precautions when facing such a bad weather situation. Meteorological alert, the effective rain in many cities has a negative impact on life. After the sudden downpour in the Bagadik district of Balikiza yesterday evening, the Aibigan stream was overflowing. A car caught in the flood waters of an overflowing river drifts away. Due to the heavy rains in Izmir, manhole covers overflowed, and vehicles had difficulty moving on the highway. Sirens sounded for a long time from the loudspeakers of a site in Izmir. In the Kusadasi Aydin district, after heavy rain that lasted 45 minutes, several vehicles got stuck in the rainwater on the ring road. In the Bagadik district of Balikiza, the rain that lasted all day yesterday intensified its influence in the evening. The districts of Bagadik and Kepsat at higher altitudes were badly affected by the rains. The Aibigan stream in Bagadik overflowed with heavy rains. A car parked by a river drifted into the flood and hit the minibus. Those moments are immortalized by cell phone. In Atitak Street district, 5 workplaces were flooded. Business owners evacuate water in their own way. After the rain subsided, the water on the streets and roads which had turned into rivers due to the floods also receded. Governor Sildak conducted an investigation in the Bigadik district after the flood. In Balikiza Bigadik, a began stream overflowed after the heavy rain that suddenly hit the district in the afternoon. Severe weather alert, massive hailstones pummeled Texas and Florida. On Wednesday, severe thunderstorms swept across the American South, unleashing massive hailstones and flash flooding that threatened low-lying areas. According to officials, hailstones as large as baseballs rained down in Texas, causing significant damage to properties and vehicles. The National Weather Service office in Fort Worth reported that the storms produced very large, destructive hail in central Texas. One of the hardest hit areas was Waco, where 4-inch hailstones battered the city, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The Waco Police Department confirmed that one of its officers' cars was pelted with hailstones the size of baseballs. Reports from the National Weather Service indicated that the size of hailstones varied widely, with some as small as nickels and others as large as golf balls. The storms were also accompanied by strong winds and heavy rain, which raised concerns about flash flooding in low-lying areas. Florida was not spared from the severe weather, as large hailstones were reported in West Melbourne, southeast of Orlando. Meteorologist Tony Cristaldi of the National Weather Service posted a video showing hailstones raining down on his driveway, leaving behind what he called a river of ice on his street. The severe weather is a reminder of the destructive power of nature and the importance of being prepared for emergencies. If you live in an area prone to severe weather, it's important to have a plan in place and to stay informed about the latest weather updates. Stay safe, everyone. At the end of the year, Portugal also experienced extreme weather which resulted in high rainfall and flooding in several areas including the Algarve region. In December 2022, parts of Portugal experienced heavy rains and strong winds for several days in a row. This bad weather triggers flooding and causes losses for some of the affected residents. From the extreme weather that occurred at the end of the year in Portugal, we can take some important lessons for us to apply. Extreme weather is often caused by climate change. Therefore, we must strengthen our efforts to protect the environment and reduce the impact of climate change. This can be done by reducing carbon emissions, using renewable energy, and reducing the use of plastic. Prepare for natural disasters. The extreme weather can cause natural disasters such as floods, landslides, and high winds. Therefore, we must prepare for natural disasters by making contingency plans, stocking up on food and medicine, and understanding evacuation procedures. In April 2023, a number of locations in Saudi Arabia, including the holy city of Mecca, experienced flooding due to heavy rainfall. The flood caused considerable damage to infrastructure and forced a number of residents to flee. Apart from Mecca, several other cities in Saudi Arabia also experienced similar flooding due to heavy rainfall. Cities such as Jeddah and Riyadh were also underwater and many highways were closed because of the flooding. The government of Saudi Arabia immediately sent aid to flood-affected areas, including providing shelter for people affected by the floods. In addition, Umrah pilgrims and the local community must raise awareness of the importance of maintaining cleanliness and the surrounding environment. Waste and litter that is disposed of carelessly can disrupt drainage systems and cause flooding. Thus, it is important for all parties to play an active role in protecting the environment to avoid unwanted natural disasters.
Holy cow.
Oh my God, it's like right in front of us. Oh my God. Mine?
Severe weather can strike suddenly and without warning, as evidenced by a tornado that ripped through an area near Palm Beach Gardens, Florida on Saturday, causing significant damage to homes, vehicles, and trees. Witnesses reported seeing multiple tornadoes in the area, and the National Weather Service confirmed that at least one tornado had made landfall near Palm Beach Gardens. The Palm Beach Gardens Police Department and the village of North Palm Beach quickly responded, deploying officers, fire rescue teams, and staff members from the Public Works Department to inspect the area for injuries or further damage. Fortunately, no additional injuries were reported. However, residents are advised to limit outdoor activities and be aware of potential hazards such as broken power lines. The Hurricane Prediction Center has issued a tornado warning for most of Central Florida, warning that conditions are favorable for tornadoes and severe thunderstorms. The watch remains valid until 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and residents are urged to stay indoors and avoid non-essential travel until the storm has passed. Photos shared on social media show the aftermath of the storm, with many homes and vehicles badly damaged or destroyed. One witness described the feeling of extreme pressure changes as the weather system moved, a common sensation experienced by people in the path of a tornado. While tornadoes are not uncommon in Florida, they are difficult to predict and can cause significant damage to both property and people. Because of this, it's important to take severe weather warnings seriously and take the proper precautions to ensure the safety of yourself and your loved ones. The National Weather Service in Miami continues to survey the damage caused by the tornadoes in the days following the storm, and local authorities are working tirelessly to clear any debris left behind. Despite the devastation caused by the hurricane, communities came together to support one another and begin the process of rebuilding and recovering from the devastating effects of the tornado. The National Weather Service said that the tornado had an estimated wind speed of at least 100 miles per hour, and that it would probably make a final determination Sunday. First responders were at the scene quickly, residents said. There were no immediate reports of casualties. The North Palm Beach Fire Department and Florida's Division of Emergency Management did not immediately return requests for comment late Saturday. Images posted on social media showed a car being flipped by strong winds in the pouring rain and a wind funnel sweeping across North Palm Beach. Across the state, thousands of customers were without power as of 10:30 p.m., according to Paroutage.us. The United States logs more than 1,000 tornadoes annually, more than any other country in the world. Its geography and climate make it particularly susceptible. The most deadly tornado in recent years occurred in 2011, when a storm that tore through Joplin, Missouri, killed more than 150 people. Last month, a tornado in rural Mississippi devastated mobile homes and killed at least 2 dozen.
Holy crap.
Oh my god, it's like right in front of us. Oh my god.
That's a tornado. Oh my God.
Matt Surf Rider.
Up to 100 homes damaged and schools closed after tornado strikes Virginia Beach. Up to 100 homes are damaged and a state of emergency is in place in Virginia Beach, Virginia, after a tornado hit the city, prompting the closure Monday of at least 3 schools, officials said. As a South Florida community also recovers from a weekend tornado. No injuries have been reported after between 50 and 100 homes were damaged when a tornado struck the Great Neck area of the city around 6 p.m. Sunday. Virginia Beach officials said crews from the Virginia Beach Fire Department responded to calls of collapsed roofs and cleared major debris Sunday evening, the department said. Some homes had gas leaks. City officials said, and crews from Virginia Natural Gas and Dominion Power also responded. Based on the debris signature on radar, damage reports, and videos of the storm, we can confirm that there was a tornado, the National Weather Service office in Wakefield, Virginia, said in a tweet, adding a survey would be conducted Monday to determine the tornado's rating. Cox High School, Great Neck Middle School and John B. D. Elementary School are closed Monday due to road closures and damage from the storm, the school district said. The city manager declared a local state of emergency in the wake of the storm, officials said Sunday, announcing the Great Neck Recreation Center would be open to affected residents and their pets. City workers were also expected to begin cleanup at 8 a.m., the city said. Billy Cunningham had a siren while eating dinner at a Virginia Beach restaurant, then got video of the tornado. Not many people there actually saw the debris swirling around the tornado, and it quickly became wrapped in rain, and we lost a visual in maybe 60 seconds from when I first saw it, Cunningham told CNN. Hours before the tornado hit, the Weather Service had warned of isolated damaging thunderstorm winds and marginally severe hail from eastern North Carolina to southeast Virginia with a slight risk of severe thunderstorms.
Christy, go downstairs.
Flash floods in Sibilanjit Sambay, tourists asked to be alert. For tourists who want to go to Berastejai from Medan, or vice versa, they are asked to be aware of the flash floods that occurred in Sambay and Sibilanjit, Delhi Serdang. Flash floods hit the area since this afternoon. Videos showing the ferocity of the flash floods were widely circulated. The huts at the natural bathing site of the Sambay River were swept away by the floods, and so far one tourist car has been reported swept away by the current. The Regional Disaster Management Agency, BPBD, predicts that heavy rains in Tanah Karo Regency will cause flash floods in the downstream area. It is estimated that from Tanah Karo it was 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There were no victims yet, but there was an Avanza car that was washed away. He was a visitor, said BPBD Delisadang Chief Executive Amos Karo to Detik Sumat, Sunday, April 30, 2023. Amos said that currently his team is conducting a search regarding the Avanza car that was swept away by the flood currents. We are still tracing it. We have lowered the members, and from the information we got there were no passengers in the car, he said. Amos said that at this time extreme weather was still happening from Karo Regency, so he reminded visitors to postpone their tour trips to the Sambay area and towards Berastejai. The weather is currently extreme, so people are advised not to go down to the river to go on a tour. Hold on because the water is high from above and it's still raining up there, he said.